Brick City, the Terrace, the T. These are the nicknames of the public housing community, Winton Terrace. When outsiders hear those names, these are the scenes that typically come to mind. But one resident is working tirelessly to change this neighborhood's image.
I came out my back door one day. They put some flyers of funeral arrangements on doors. I couldn't take it no more. I was like, you know what, no, we gonna stop this ourselves. We not burying no more of our children.
Moneaca Collins, known as Miss Mo, spent much of her childhood living in public housing. Decades later, circumstances led the single mother back to the same neighborhood again. When she moved back, she was shocked by how much things had changed.
Kids were supervised. Like, we had to be in our houses by the time streetlights was on.
Miss Mo now serves as the president of the resident council. It's an unpaid position, but that doesn't stop her from working long days or nights. She can usually be found either in the community center or outside patrolling the streets with a clipboard in hand. WCPO followed Miss Mo the past 6 months. When we first toured her home in February, she didn't have working electrical outlets in her bedroom.
My plugs won't work.
And a radiator that was so hot she cooked a frozen meal on top.
And I went to the corner store, I got a Skyline chili dinner, and I cooked it on here.
But you won't find Miss Mo complaining about her situation. A single mother of 4 boys, Miss Mo struggled with addiction. She eventually lost custody of her children. It took 10 years to rebuild her life, but today she's thankful to have a home and her children back. Miss Mo says those experiences allow her to better help the people in her community.
It's something in them that I feel that I know, and that's why I get mad at a lot of people around here. Somebody has got to relate to that. And what better is it than somebody who has been through it?
She also serves as a voice for those who don't feel heard, especially when it comes to reporting building issues. Winton Terrace is owned and operated by the Cincinnati Metropolitan Housing Authority, known as CMHA. Tenants are required to file work orders as problems arise, but some have struggled to get their issues resolved in a timely manner.
This is normally where we see them the most, is on the stove or in a stove or even near it. I don't know if it actually goes in the oven or not.
The Thomases have lived with mice in their house for the past 2 years.
My main concern is my kids with the mice, because I found a mouse in the pack and play with my baby.
They clean up mice droppings in their kitchen every day.
Oh, it's a dead one back there. Is it? Yeah.
It's gotten worse over the months, but they can't afford to move. Marlena Ezel was concerned her ceiling was going to collapse on her children. She informed the building manager about the situation, but nothing was resolved.
The fire department came out. They were not able to turn off the radiators, but they did poke a hole in the ceiling, which no water came out. We left for a few hours, came back, and then the whole living room floor was flooded.
After pressure from Miss Mo, the Thomases received a new stove, and Marlena's ceiling was fixed. These repairs occurred just 1 week after WCPO's visit. As resident council president, Miss Mo hears about tenants' frustrations like these every week. But she also says some need to take on more responsibility.
They have to learn how to properly put in a work order. A lot of residents think that they can go into the rental office, yell and scream, and your situation is going to be fixed. No, what they have to understand is there is a process.
Miss Mo continues to educate them about CMHA's protocols as best she can. CMHA spokesperson Leslie Wardlow is appreciative of Miss Mo's efforts. She wrote to WCPO that having partnerships with residents like Miss Mo is important to their communities, and they try to address maintenance requests as soon as they can. In the months we followed Miss Mo, she was relentless in her mission to better the community. But some days were harder than others. Safety is still a concern. Earlier this summer, a 30-year-old man was shot and killed just steps outside her back door. There's also the ongoing trash problems.
Everybody gonna wanna play it. Like, look at this. This is crazy. That mattress is still here.
Coupled with lingering property issues. These bigger issues at large are the reason why Miss Mo says she isn't concerned about her own electricity or radiator.
I got residents that's got a bigger problem than this.
But despite the ongoing frustrations, Miss Mo still believes in a new Winton Terrace, and she wants her neighbors to share that same vision.
It don't have to be like this. It really don't. But this is our community. We can make it what we want it to be if we all work together.